So I did a video yesterday talking about Turning Point USA's alternative halftime show. And it was just a concert. Now, I looked right after it was supposedly done, when the third quarter was underway in the Super Bowl, and it was sitting at about 10,000 views on Turning Point's page. But I kept having creators say, well, it streamed over 6 million views. Well, okay, even at 6 million. That's what MAGA was trying to say, is that they had 6 million people stream this Turning Point alternative. And yet the Super Bowl itself had 130 million plus. Not to mention there was like 70,000 at the stadium that was there, while there was like 150 people, is at least what it looked like at the venue that they were doing this alternative show in, that they pre-recorded. It wasn't even live, to the point where, according to reports, Kid Rock was nervous about doing it or worried that it was going to look bad or whatever, so he lip sunk to the whole thing. So this whole thing was about them having an alternative, and we're hearing them say, oh, it was a massive success, massive success. Well, now at Turning Point's YouTube page is saying that they had 20 million views. Still, 20 million is less than a sixth of what viewed the Super Bowl, and this is now 24 hours later plus, which means people decided to go watch it after the fact and jump up those numbers. For them to try to call it a success or say that they succeeded in some way is ridiculous. But as a different creator pointed out here on TikTok, this was never about them having an alternative or whether they liked what Bad Bunny said or whatever. The same people who wanted their own halftime show were the same people, in theory, were the ones that wanted their own separate drinking fountains, bathrooms, and restaurants in the 60s. You know, this was about being separate but equal in their minds. They wanted to push their values onto the rest of us and say, well, we don't think this is appropriate, so you should back off. The same people who did this are probably the same types of people who would have backed prohibition and other things like that. They don't understand that they are not the majority. They are a very vocal minority. And there's more of us than there are of them. Once Donald Trump is gone, their group is not going to have as big of a voice as they think, and they're going to fade back into obscurity.